You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show, a wrestling podcast with attitude.
Hey, what's up, wrestling fans? I wasn't ready for that to start, so my bad. So there's a little bit of wrestling news here. Cody Rhodes, RIC FLAIR, WWE creative shakeup. Cody Rhodes has a big announcement that's going to happen. I posted it on Twitter, so today's September 5th. So tomorrow there's going to be a big announcement. Some big news later today. Rhodes wrote, big announcement today. Happy, ready, blah, blah, blah. Jericho's victory celebration after All Out has been turned into a meme. A lot of people are talking about the meme of Jericho. It's going around everywhere. The bubbly, the AEW championship. I mean, the guy just can't get any better than this. Jericho turns... It feels like Chris Jericho just turns everything into gold. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. The guy just keeps turning stuff into gold. It's almost ridiculous. And what is Cody Rhodes' announcement going to be? What's the rumor going to be? Hey, it might already be out by the time I make this video because I'm making this earlier, but you never know. I also want to let you guys know that I'm doing a live show in a little while, so make sure if you want to hear my live show, it will probably not be wrestling related. So it won't be wrestling related, but if you want to hear that show, make sure you're tuned into the Corrupted Nation YouTube channel, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff over there, I think. And your questions, comments, calls, or whatever will be over there. Corrupted Nation, subscribe to that channel now if you like the non-wrestling talk. And also subscribe to Evil Spectrum 3, my gaming YouTube channel, which is also an alternate channel. I just combined also and alternate into alternate. I made up a damn word. That's friggin' awesome, though. That saves you, time when you're relaying stuff. Also, check out Shame on News, my other YouTube channel. And, of course, Patreon. I've got questions up right now for Till Death Do Us podcast with me and my wife. Make sure you guys ask some questions. RIC FLAIR on why he is fighting with WWE for the man trademark. A few days ago, or actually, it might have been weeks ago now, we heard about that RIC FLAIR was actually trying to fight WWE for the man trademark, which is just bizarre. To be the man, you have to beat the man. Maybe that's why, but this is very strange. And I guess TMZ potentially caught up with FLAIR. So let me see if this is a clip from TMZ.
People were like, what is he up to? Like,
this is very strange.
When I first saw this go down in August of 2018,
right.
I thought, cool, the man, my Gimmick versus my daughter, Charlotte.
Right.
Okay, that's the day it started, right after.
Wow, man, RIC FLAIR actually sounds like he might be salty over this. Wow. Well, let me read the rest of this because I don't know what kind of copyright stuff with TMZ, although I'm plugging them and it's fair use, I feel like, but I just don't want to have to deal with it. He says, I'm glad I'm having this opportunity to clear the air. When I first saw the man, Becky Lynch, going down in August, I thought, cool, the man, my Gimmick versus my daughter, Charlotte. All right, that's the day it started. Right after SummerSlam, I thought, cool, I said, I'm going to make some money. It's my trademark, and they have to use. I've been saying it's been mine since 1981, Rick explained. So I got my worded statement. I sent WWE's lawyer a text to the lawyer, who just has no respect for me whatsoever, which is something I'm not going to deal with much longer, he said. You're wrong. It's not even close, I said. It's not even close? So boom, I sent him another text. He didn't respond, so I had my lawyer call him, and he blew off my lawyer. This is all in 2018, in January 2019. Wow. Well, this sounds like typical WWE, that they would blow things off, because we all know how all the press people are at WWE, FLAIR also mentioned his daughter Charlotte. FLAIR has been upset with him during this process. It sounds like Charlotte's upset at Rick, and the WWE doesn't agree with Rick, and Rick's upset. He goes, I told Hunter I'm going to file. I mean, the reason they don't have the trademark for the man, it's my understanding that it's because it's too close to mine. I told Hunter, hey, if push comes to shove, I'm going to file for it. I mean, I get it, but here's the deal. I love Becky Lynch, and no one has supported the women's division more than me as an outsider. As a matter of fact, I told the guys that I would have texted Becky last night and Sasha, but I'm sure Becky, I don't know what the WWE spin has been to her. They stole it last night, Flair explained. Wow. It's funny, my daughter is so mad at me because I filed, not even understanding that it's not Becky. I have no beef with Becky. But here's the deal. When I almost died 2 years ago, one person stayed by my side the whole time for 31 days in the ICU. 12 days I was dying on a respirator, and I'm going to take care of her and her family and my family that is taking care of me no matter what. I don't care what the WWE thinks of me personally. I know they love me, but obviously they have lost respect for me, Ric Flair continued. If I don't, and even if I won, Becky can have the man all day long. I'm glad, but I want the company to pay me for it because I'm going to take care of my family and I'm going to be the man, and I don't get it. You know what my tombstone will say. He died trying to be the man. Trying to read this is really tough. It's all very small text, but yeah, man. I mean, I'm sorry you guys had to sit through listening to me try to read that instead of playing the audio clip. You never know on YouTube nowadays with things and how they are, and that was it's very hard to. I have trouble reading people's quotes when it's like directly quoted from them, because they're like, well, you know, man, like, I mean, here's the thing, man. I mean, like, here's the thing, like, and like, I just don't read that well. It just doesn't sound right to me. Like when I read that sort of, somebody who's stuttering when they're speaking. But I think Ric Flair's got a point in a way. I mean, it is a little bit, I don't know. I see both sides. I see how WWE didn't really think like, well, but no, I mean, she's saying she's the man, but she's a woman. It's different. But I see how Ric Flair's like, that's my thing. I can see both sides of that. But I think Ric Flair probably should get something out of it, I guess. I mean, I don't know, man. It's very strange. Big WWE creative shakeup. Ryan Ward has been working for SmackDown. He's gone. We talked about this last night. Ryan Ward is gone. We really went in depth on this whole thing last night on Out of Nowhere. So if you haven't seen that, just go watch Out of Nowhere, because we really talked a lot about the WWE creative shakeup. A lot of people are talking about this creative shakeup, and honestly, we really got to most of it last night on a long episode of Out of Nowhere. We talked for like over 3 hours last night. There was no gaming. It was, instead of an hour to 2 hour, or hour and a half to 2.5 hour Out of Nowhere, we did it like over 3 hours. So the only thing that's coming down the wire right now is there is a new WWE 205 Live writer, so that's been figured out as well. Ryan Ward is now out as lead writer of SmackDown. We know about that. Barbish has been unofficially working as the main 205 Live writer since Raw executive director Paul Heyman brought Jonathan Beckstrom to Raw a month ago. So now it's Chad Barbash, who's the lead writer for 205 Live. And that's coming from Dave Meltzer. So, Dave Meltzer recently has been pretty hit or miss. Whether that's because they're misinforming. It seems like WWE really used to give Dave Meltzer quite a bit more respect in the past. And I think with a lot of the new wrestling sites, wrestling reporters, and media that's out there now, WWE doesn't need to rely on Meltzer as much as they always once did to sort of leak out or put out information. And I think that's why they're finally like, haha, fucking, we can mess around with Dave a little bit, because they just don't need to respect him like they used to have to sort of, give him respect and show him, and be reliable to him in a way, because, he would help them leak out or promote certain things that were going on. And now they don't really need to do that, because there's so many different outlets that they can do that with, that once one little outlet gets it, anybody, and they report it, every other outlet reports their report. So there's a million different ways that they can get the news to drop everywhere, and they don't just have to rely on Dave Meltzer anymore. At least that's the way it feels to me. But anyway, that's the update I have. That's what I wanted to talk about right now. Again, make sure you guys get those questions in for Till Death Do Us podcast if you guys are $5 patrons or above. Honestly podcast with Tommy is coming as well as a new podcast, hopefully, with me and Dave Rose once his internet gets back up. And then we'll go into other things further beyond that. I'll be live in a few minutes over on my other channel, Corrupted Nation, so come on over there and check it out, hopefully. And here's some other videos that you guys might have missed. But again, check out my Facebook page, my Instagram, on Twitter. I'm everywhere. Go right now and just go everywhere. Go find Joe Cronin everywhere I am on YouTube. My 5 different YouTube channels, my Twitch account, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Go find me everywhere and follow me everywhere because you never know what's going to happen. And remember, JoeCroninShow.net always has some few goodies on it as well. But Patreon.com/JoeCroninShow is really important as well. Shout out to the new patrons, and we'll give you more shout outs throughout the week over there.